Thank you for registering the collecting database for Star Wars. The initial screen provides information about the master database, your collection lists, and subscription information. From the initial screen, the menu provides options to search the master database, access application options, view your subscription agreement, or quit the app. For this demonstration, we're going to proceed directly to the search screen using the shortcut of tapping the database logo. Welcome to the lookup screen. From here you can access the master database along with any of your own lists: collection, spares, wanted, and wish list. The wanted list is to track all of the pieces that you're currently hunting for your collection. The wish list is for holidays, when friends and family are looking for a more friendly list of easier to find gift ideas for you. For now, we'll be working with the master database. There are over 1,000 categories, all listed alphabetically. If the category you want is in the first couple of letters, scrolling to it isn't too difficult. It may be easier, though, to open the lookup menu, select the category index, and tap the letter you want to advance to. Advancing to a letter does not restrict you to that selection. You can still scroll forwards and back from the point selected. We are going to be looking for the domino game Death Star Attack by Goliath Toys to add to our collection list. Once we select our category, the manufacturer spinner opens up. If there were only one manufacturer for the category, the spinner would automatically select it. Here we're going to choose Goliath, and the Group tab opens. Death Star Attack is part of the Domino Express series, so we will select that group. Now that we have selected the category, manufacturer, and group, the master database is presenting all of the items that it found based upon the criteria. At the top of the screen is the category, manufacturer, group, name, and any other information about the item in the master database. If it is difficult to read on your screen due to the size, you can tap on it one time and it will enlarge. To go back, tap your device's back or return button. Around the photo box are controls and information about the item. At the top left corner, there is a checkbox, followed by 3 indicator lights, none of which are currently lit up. If this item was already tagged into your collection, the first indicator would light up green. If this item was already tagged into your spares list, the center indicator would light up amber. And finally, if this item was on your wanted list, the third indicator would light up red. Tagging an item into multiple type lists will cause multiple indicators to light up. Above the image and to the right is the estimated value of the item if it were in mint condition in a sealed mint condition package. Below the image and to the left, the counter indicates that 4 items have been identified in the Domino Express group, which is the group you're currently searching. There's an update button at the center bottom. This database entry does not list any part number or UPC information. If you had that information and wanted to contribute to the accuracy of the database, the Update button would allow you to submit any additional details which are not currently listed in the master record. Below and to the right is the master record ID number. Red directors on either side of the photo box allow you to scroll through all of the found entries. There is also a light blue soft return button. On some devices, pressing the hardware back or return button emits a quick vibe to acknowledge the key press. This mechanical acknowledgement drains the battery ever so slightly every time you use it. Because the database uses the return function frequently, you should consider using the soft return whenever possible to conserve your battery. Now, we are back to looking for the Death Star Attack domino game by Goliath Toys. Since this record is for Assault on Hoth, it is not the game we're looking for. press the red director to advance to the next record. And here it is, Death Star Attack. The red plus sign on the photo box indicates that there is more than one image available for this item. To access the images, tap the photo box. Just as with the item view, there are red indicators to scroll through the images, and a soft return to go back. The database runs in portrait mode, but this image would benefit from a landscape view to make it larger. In close-up mode, your screen may be rotated for better viewing. Now, use the soft return to go back to the item view. To tag this item into a list, tap the check mark at the top left corner of the photo box. Then, open the Item View menu. If we wanted to tag all 4 items in this group, we could select all. This is especially handy if, for instance, you want to add a 66 card set of trading cards into your collection without having to select every one individually. In this case, we are just adding the Death Star Attack domino set to our collection. Also in this group is an R2-D2 domino stacker that we don't own, but would like to watch for it. Use the red directors to locate it, select it, and add it to your wanted list. We're done with this group, so click on the soft return arrow to go back to the search screen. Since we just added an item to the collection list, it's a good practice to go in and document it as well. Change the workbox from Database to Collection. Select the category. Manufacturer fills in automatically since there's only one. And select the group. Here's the Domino Express game we just tagged into our collection list. Open the Item View menu. And we're going to edit this item. This item, even though it was tagged in today, was purchased at a convention back on March 15, so we're going to correct the date. The edge of the box had taken a hit, so the vendor reduced the price. Enter the amount paid. As such, its condition is no longer a perfect 10, it's closer to an 8. If I had a photo of it online, I could link it. Since I don't, I'll leave the master database photo linked to it. Type in any notes, then update and save. If you have multiples of the same item, you can tag them into your list multiple times and track them each individually. Perhaps one of them is open, one costs less, or another may be in different condition than the others. For tracking purposes, it may be important for you to know what you own, how many of it, and information about each individual piece. Detailed lists are always beneficial should you ever need to work with an insurance agency. We're done with this piece, so use the soft return. Remember the R2-D2 domino dealer we wanted? Good news! Your buddy from Avenger, Texas sent it to you and it just arrived. Set your workbox to point at your wanted list. Select the category and group, and edit the item. Change the date and condition, and add a note. Select the Move To spinner and choose Collection. Update and save. You've just moved an item between lists. Moving item from collection to spares or wanted to collection is really just that easy. Now, let's view the inventory in your collection list. Open the lookup menu. Select Reports. Collection is the default selection. You can use the checkboxes to turn on or off details to be included in the report. You can view the report on your device, email the report to somebody, which is especially helpful with that wish list, or email the report raw data files so they can be imported into third-party programs such as OpenOffice's spreadsheet program. The raw data files are in comma-delimited CSV format. We're going to view the report on our device. This is our report, a current inventory with details. Press your device's back or return button and press it once more. Now open the lookup menu. Select Options. The first option is to back your lists up to the internet. Your sync ID is a unique 6-character identifier based upon your subscription code. When you choose to back up your list, it backs up your data to an account associated with your sync ID. Since we have modified our list today, go ahead and back it up. Now if something were to happen to your device, or you accidentally delete your data, you could restore it and it would replace your current lists with the last one you backed up. Even though we just went through examples of adding and moving items, I've been using the Windows version of the database since 1998, and I don't want to have to try to start over re-entering everything. I have my Windows Sync ID, so I'm going to change my Android Sync ID to match. Now when I restore my data, it will be the database information from my Windows versions. From this screen, you can also change your registered email address for communications and support. If you live outside the United States, you can adjust your currency symbol and the current exchange rate. This will change the displayed value of items to give you a better understanding of what they are worth in your own local currency. Whenever you make a change, make sure to save it. Now hit your device's back or return button to go back to the lookup screen. If you find an item, either online, in a store, or even in your own collection that is not currently listed in the master database, open the lookup menu and select Report New Item. Using the provided form, fill out as much information as you can about the item and tap Email Updated Information. If you're able to take pictures of it with your own device, attach them to the email when you send it. Under no circumstances should you submit any photos that come from online sources or other people's collections without their permission. Return to the item lookup page. If you have an item that you cannot identify by category, cannot find in the database, or are simply curious to see what exists, the lookup screen has a search field. If you're familiar with search terminology, this search is an AND search, which means the records must have all of your words in them in order to be found. The field will accept up to 20 words. You can also enter UPC codes, ISBN numbers, part numbers, contributor names, countries, or any other type of data tracked by the database. When using product data instead of names, keep the Death Star attack example in mind. It didn't list UPC information in the record, so if you search by its UPC, it will not be found. Let's say I want to add the Death Star attack set back into my collection. It was wiped out when I restored my data using my Windows sync code. In the search field, type in Death Star Attack. Upper lowercase does not matter. And hit the targeter. The first time you run a search after a data update, the search index has to be rebuilt. After that, it will go straight to the search. In this data set, there were 31 items that matched the words Death, Star, and Attack. Click the category spinner to see if any of the choices look like what you were searching for. There it is, Games, Domino. Click on the targeter again to end the search. The search field has an extender next to the targeter. Tap it. To search the master database, there are some unique pre-built searches. You can search by add date, which is the date an item was added to the master database. The master database records are updated between 1 and 5 times a month, depending on how active the production of new items is and the finds of older items happen to be. You can search by the add dates to see what was added between any 2 dates. It's a great way to see what's new and to keep your wanted and wish lists current with new releases. You can search by new photography. If you just like looking at all the interesting items being shown, this option loads items that have had their images added or updated in the past 20 days. The final option is to only view items with images. It can be more enjoyable to look at just the records that have images attached to them. New items and new options are added to the database all the time. Explore the features and find new and unique ways to make it work for you. The original Collectors Database program for Windows was written in Microsoft QuickBasic in 1998 and has been supported and evolving ever since. Thank you for choosing to join the collectors who use the Collectors Database and contribute to its growth and dynamics. We look forward to continuing to work with you for many, many years to come.